Welcome to Toro Knows Cars, where cars, culture, and real talk meets. I am your host, Angel Toro, the Raging Bull of Low Prices. We're talking horsepower, crazy deals, and the kind of stories that should probably stay in the showroom, but won't. So let's go.
This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. The opinions shared are our own and do not represent any dealership, manufacturer, or financial institution. Always do your own research and consult a professional before making financial or vehicle decisions. Enjoy this episode.
Welcome to Toro Knows Cars. Today's episode is different dealership, different game. We're going to talk about other brands out there, how the month of February went for them, and things like that. And also the new offers they have right now. So we're going to talk about Mitsubishi, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Chrysler. That's called Stellantis is the main company that actually manage all those. So just to tell you all those stories, I'm going to have a great guest here. His name is Logan. Logan has worked at 3 dealerships, including those that I mentioned. He's going to tell us about some of the stories that came from that dealership, plus the new offers that those dealerships are showing, trying to get those numbers up. And one thing I will say, like we do here at Toro Knows Cars, we keep everything clean. Like our partners, Yes to Clean, and they have our back. So let's get into this. Stressed by the mess? Let Yes to Clean bring peace back to your home or business with professional, insured cleaning services in Box Elder and Weber counties. From deep resets to regular maintenance, Yes to Clean offers reliable care, including RB detailing. Visit clean.com or call or text 435-730-1435 for a free estimate today. Yes to Clean. Clean your space, clear your mind. Welcome to a new episode of Toro Knows Cars. Today we have an amazing episode for you guys. You know, different dealerships, different brands, they have different promos, different things. Now, the reason I'm doing this episode today is because last month, sadly for the car industry, it was not good. Only 2 brands were in the black. Most of the brands were in the red. And we're going to talk about this. And right now you're going to see the difference between the brands and how is it that these brands are fighting to be in the black next month. So right now we actually have someone that actually have worked with used car dealerships. He has worked at Mitsubishi. He has worked at Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You guys know already, I sell Hondas. He sells Honda now. But again, he has worked with all those dealerships until recently. And I want to actually bring him in so that he can give us actually all the stories behind it and some horror stories if possible, because you guys love those. Okay, without further ado, Logan, introduce yourself, my friend.
Well, thanks for having me, man. Yeah, I've worked at a couple dealerships so far. So I actually started over at Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and went over to Axio for about 6 months. And, now I'm here and loving it over here. Way better than the other places.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, let me ask you this. What's different between those dealerships and us?
So it's most likely like the culture is what I'm kind of seeing. I'm actually excited to talk to you guys like all day. Like I can goof off and spend most of my time with like talking to you guys. I'm like, oh crap, I got to get back to work. So that's always fun. It's the culture. And it's just how our managers take care of us.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, they are actually pretty good. You have seen it already. I work for a Honda dealership in Utah, and these people right here are actually amazing. I'm not saying it because I work here. I'm saying it because that's the reason I have stayed. Now, I ask all my guests, what is your top 3 dream cars? If money, time was not an issue, what would those 3 cars be and why?
Well, probably a Dodge Viper SRT.
Awesome.
Yeah, no traction control. I'd probably spin out and crash into a tree, but that's okay. It's cool to drive for the first 10 seconds. And then I'm really interested in the ZR1X, the thing that came out beating all those records, like a quarter mile time, 60 second time. And then an LFA would be super cool, or like an old Skyline.
Yes, like the Fast and the Furious. Yes,
Yep.
yes, those Skylines are amazing. With the, I'm gonna be very honest, yeah, because I saw someone did the conversion to the Skyline to be a driver on the like us in the left side. No, it has to be. It's a right side car. You know what I mean?
It just looks cooler like
don't
that.
do that.
Yep.
Don't do that. Don't destroy the car. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. That's just my opinion. If you were the one that did the change, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm insulting you right now. I apologize for that. So anyway, so let's get into this. Now, today we're talking about, first of all, inventory in many of these dealerships, like he says, Dodge, Ram, Jeep. They still have over 300,000 vehicles on their lot that are actually 2025, even 2024 vehicles brand new. In addition to that, Mitsubishi has about 95,000 2025 vehicles still on their lot. That's crazy when we are in March, right? And that's a problem, for the car industry. When another brand is not doing well, that means we are not doing well either. Even though that Honda actually ended up in the black, it's just consistent. It's not growing. It's not like what they were expecting. Normally, they're growing about 3 to 5% every year. Right now, they're actually just in the black, if that makes sense. So they're making some money, but they're also losing some money because we heard on the news recently, Honda actually removed all their EV platform. It's sad for me because I own one of those EVs and I love my EV, but they are willing to lose billions of dollars on those EVs right now. So it's amazing what brands are normally or are willing to do to get things done. So let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about, first of all, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. What offers have you seen that they have to get rid of those 25 inventory?
So I saw that it was actually labeled like the month of conquest or something like that. So what they're doing is 0%, no payments for 90 days, and you can stack that on incentives.
Oh, wow.
So different vehicles qualify for different incentives. I know your Cherokees can get about like a 2 to 3K rebate on that, plus your 72-month zero financing or 0% APR with 90 days.
That's actually pretty awesome, especially those that are great credit, first of all, and that they're not going to buy the car cash, for example. You can put it in a regular savings account and put auto pay from there, and you make more money buying that car than anything else. Plus, like you said, they can stack incentives. So $3,000, $4,000. I have actually saw a Dodge Hornet, $6,500 of a Dodge Hornet. That's crazy. Think about it. That's actually more than 25% of the price of the vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
As a discount plus the 0%. So they're being aggressive. They want to get rid of that inventory from 2025. Now, even 2026 inventory, I saw that they had actually a 2.9% in certain Rams. Talking about Stellantis, which is the brand, the main company behind Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and Chrysler, they are actually being very aggressive in the market just by doing that, because the 26 at 2.9% at 72 months on a Ram truck is crazy. If you think about it. Now, if you were actually still working at Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, how do you approach that customer that is coming in?
So, I mean, honestly depends. And I mean, I saw a lot of people come in for our Hornets or like our older models. And to be honest, it was just because they were discounted so much. They're like, well, you've got a bunch of amenities on it. I mean, you've got your adaptive cruise, you've got heated seats, you still got CarPlay. But now it's discounted thousands of dollars compared to, I don't know, a Grand Cherokee when I just need something, a smaller SUV. So I'm going to come with that. Like I had someone come in on a Rubicon. 2023, it was $13,000 off because it had the roll-up windows, and they were like, "Yeah, I mean, it's gonna have a full new car warranty." So they got a car with roll-up windows, but $13,000 off with a banging warranty on that.
That's one thing I have to say when I love working for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Those Jeep owners, they are actually like it's a fan base that they don't care how many times those Jeeps break, how much it costs them, they still buy the Jeeps.
Yep. It's crazy.
And people that actually, at least the ones that actually modify their Jeeps, they love that one, the one that is everything manual, because they can change everything without damaging any electronics. So it's actually pretty cool. But yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, there's $13,000 off a Jeep. I'm thinking about the 392s and stuff like that I sold, that they are still there. I've been driving through the dealership right here, and they have 392s that have been there for months.
Yeah, they've been there since before I was there.
Yeah.
And I've been gone for about 7 months.
Yeah, the same 392 has been there out there, and that's sad, because you're trying, in the car industry, you need competition to succeed. But if the competition is not there for any reason, things are not going to get better. Now, I have to give it to them. They changed their warranty. What is the new warranty, and do you know a little bit more about it?
So, I mean, you get I believe it's a 6-year, 50,000 mile that basically covers most things bumper to bumper.
Bumper to bumper.
And then, so what they did, basically the only thing they did was they stepped up with like Ram and then Jeep, like actually all of them, but 100,000 mile powertrain warranty. And this just came on the 2025s.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's actually, especially if you have ever owned a Ram, so, if you bought it for work, for a fact you're gonna beat the crap out of that vehicle, right? And those cars, I have to say, Rams are my favorite trucks. That's those screens, the technology, the leather on them, it looks amazing. I have to say it. And normally when you go on the freeway, you see something heavy being pulled, it's a Ram.
Yep.
There's sometimes an F-150, F-350, stuff like that. But they're not as many as Rams. And Rams are more expensive. And I tell people at times, not because of they're expensive, because they're built for tough. So, but when a powertrain breaks on those trucks, we're talking about $15,000, $20,000 repairs.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So them extending that warranty for 10 years, 100,000 miles is amazing.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about the other brand you work for, Mitsubishi.
Oh, yay.
Now, Mitsubishi is actually a competition for any Japanese car, supposedly. Now, Mitsubishi actually does well outside of the U.S. I will say that. Puerto Rico, my beautiful island. Well, one day I'm going to take Kaisa and her husband. I'm just saying, because I had to actually take them to actually see what Puerto Rico is. I'm saying. I'm very serious. I'm just very serious. Anyway, so Puerto Rico, they have the best sales in the entire United States come from Puerto Rico. I didn't know that until I did research for this podcast. And one thing I say is that in Puerto Rico, you talk about Mitsubishi, it's like you were talking about Toyota and you were talking about Honda. They are extremely reliable. Now, but when I see the cars here, I see sometimes that the quality is a little bit not there, if that makes sense. Like seats, I feel that they're cheap. I'm a big guy and I'm afraid I'm going to bend those seats. You know what I mean? I'm not sure that actually will resist me. And even though, guys, I don't know if you noticed, this shirt used to be very tight. It's actually loose. So I'm just saying the push-up challenge works. We are working on it. These people right here. Kaisa, am I doing my diet?
Yes.
Okay.
You're doing your diet.
Honey, am I doing my diet? Am I following my diet?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure that she knows. She's, I told you I was going to be accountable for those things. So yes. So Mitsubishi actually has a great follow-up in Puerto Rico and most of the islands in the Caribbean. Brand new cars, you see Mitsubishi. One of the main things is the price point. Mitsubishi, respectfully, is cheap. So tell me a little bit about Mitsubishi. What makes Mitsubishi so good, and what are some of the offers that you're seeing right now?
So, I mean, depending on what type of vehicle you're getting, Mitsubishi can be, a little bit more inexpensive than the other ones. And I mean, like, we would always talk about it at the dealership, like, out in, like, Indonesia, it's, like, the top-selling car, like, just random stuff. But the thing is just, it's so much different than North America. Because North America, I feel like most people want their SUVs. They want their smaller size or bigger size. They've kind of gone away from the sedans. I mean, you can't beat a Civic or Corolla. Like, they're cheap. They're super reliable. They're great cars. But the thing with, the Mitsubishis over here is they're all just big, and they're trying to compete with, like, let's say like Kia and just Hyundai, who've just came out with, their new models that look almost like Range Rovers, and they're going to be less expensive and have all those amenities.
Yep.
And I mean, Kia's kind of Mitsubishi's trying to compete with them. It's a little bit tough. I mean, what made Mitsubishi so well was kind of just their discounts, their rebates. I mean, on your PHEV SEL top of the line, you can get 0% with a $4,500 rebate. And I mean, that's just an insane amount of money coming back to you for buying a car.
Yes. Now, one thing, like I told you guys in a few episodes back, all those rebates, it's great for you to buy a brand new car when you're doing it. But one thing I tell you is that's an instant depreciation of your vehicle. Okay. Just FYI. So just keep it on the wrap. But if you were thinking about getting a car, yes, take every rebate they give you, because again, for depreciation, that's going to count anyways. Okay. Just FYI. Okay. Now, so the 0%, I saw a 0% on the PHEVs. Now, what is for the people that don't know, what is a PHEV?
It's a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. So, like a Toyota Prius, I don't know if the new ones do, but the older ones, you could drive them. You never had to plug anything in. The battery would charge while you're driving, while you're braking. This one, you've actually got to plug in. And but yeah, it will still actually charge while you're driving and while you're braking. But you also get that extra electrical juice, and I mean, you get a little bit more mileage on that instead of just a non-plug-in hybrid.
Which is actually a cool feature about that. For example, I still remember selling the Chrysler Pacifica. That was also a PHEV. And the Chrysler Pacifica gives you actually 99 miles per gallon because it does that way. When it wasn't PHEV, it was about 40. So it's a big difference if you think about it, because again, by having a full battery charge, it makes things easier for everyone. Now, other brands have gone away from that. They prefer that hybrid system like Honda does and stuff like that just charges. But again, still better gas mileage, but not as good as a PHEV for sure. Now, tell me something good about Mitsubishi.
And I mean, what I really do like about Mitsubishi is kind of just their new design on their facelifts. And I mean, I really did like the people over at Mitsubishi. I mean, like the PHEV was really like the SEL was my favorite car, but that was, to be honest, like the Outlander is like the only like decent car they kind of make. But I mean, I do like their other ones. They're just not as good as that PHEV. And I mean, that's kind of their flagship. That's kind of what's saving them in North America right now. Is those are the only things like that we sold at all. We're kind of we were more of a glorified used car lot. I mean, we would basically sell like, I don't know, we'd sell like 80 cars a month. 60 of them or 65 would be used, and then 15 to 10 would be new. And I mean, we had like 30 new vehicles on the lot, and 99% of them were PHEVs.
Now, about Mitsubishi, one thing I can remember is the Mitsubishi Montero. Do you remember that car? One of the things that people knew the Montero Mitsubishi was because of the 4x4 system. Yep. I haven't driven them as much as probably you have. What can you tell me about that all-wheel drive system they have now, or the 4x4 system that they had? What is it that makes it?
So they've got two different systems, but yeah, I mean, the Montero was nice. It was kind of an inexpensive 4Runner. And I mean, they actually do last a very long time. I don't know why they discontinued them. But so
probably because of that, because they were not making money out of it.
Yeah, 100%. They weren't getting fixed, and they couldn't bring it back to the shop. Like, this car works too well.
And it was a beautiful car. I'm sorry, that was the first SUV with 3 rows. Oh yeah, I still remember. That's we're talking about a long time ago. We're talking about 90s, and they had 3 rows because I remember my dad. I'm an oldest of 7 kids, and we needed everything was 3 rows in my house, and we needed, and that was the most inexpensive 3-row we could find. Now we were still uncomfortable at it, but it was cool. It was 3 rows.
But I mean, yeah, with that, I mean, so what the PHEVs and Outlanders have now is called Super All-Wheel Control. And the cool thing about that is they actually so they both work as an all-wheel drive system, but the 2 front and rears work independently. So if, the front needs more pressure and the back needs more like traction, they'll both work at the same time instead of them all just trying to figure it out together. So you can get more power instantly with more torque. And that's always super cool. And then with Eclipse Crosses and the Outlander Sports, those came with 4x4.
Okay.
Yep.
That's cool. Okay. So, yeah, the 4x4 system, again, I cannot say anything bad about it. It was one of the best. You can go to the snow trails right here with those things and be okay. I can, as long as you have good tires for it. If you don't have good tires, nobody's good no matter what 4x4 system you have.
Oh, yeah,
not even a Jeep Rubicon or a Bronco actually will pass anything if you don't have good tires for it. Last dealership I want to talk about is the used car market, because the used car market actually is also taking a hit. Let's be honest, used cars are more expensive right now than they were before. Right now, we actually have used cars that are about the same price as a brand new one. Mm-hmm. And that actually tells you a lot, that people also trust used cars a little bit more. But something I've seen is that they're not selling as fast. I remember you telling me a story about one car specifically that is at that dealership that you were at before, that has been there since 2024. And I saw that car, and it's a beautiful car. It's a Ram in blue, actually. Beautiful car. If you get to the automotive area, you'll see it outside. They park it outside. It's a beautiful car. Mm-hmm. But tell me a little bit about that, how the used cars were doing.
So, I mean, I don't know about most companies, but I do know about the one I worked at. And I mean, we were very big on what was called like rolling people. So we would let them take the car without being approved on finances. And I mean, there was a bad problem on that, and they would sometimes have to bring their car back, and it was a big mess. And I have a bunch of horror stories on that. But yeah, basically what would happen between those, they've got a couple other dealerships. And I mean, so if a car doesn't sell, they just move it around to a different dealership. Hopefully it sells somewhere else. But I mean, yeah, we've had that car, and I mean, even on Car Gurus, it said bad deal. It's like $5,000 over what anyone else will do. And then we decided to put another, I think, $2,200 in it and put another lift on, and now we're $7,000 in the hole. Nobody wants to buy this car, and yeah, we're just losing. They were losing a ton of money on it.
Yeah, I think that's another thing, that some dealerships, they start adding stuff for no reason, just to say I did that, and then they know for a fact that if you were to trade in that vehicle, just to let you know, if you trade in the vehicle with those add-ons, the car is not worth more. Not a lot of people know this. It's worth more to the right buyer, but to a dealership, we don't care.
Yeah, I don't care if you have a lift on your truck.
Exactly. I don't care if you have a lift on the truck. I don't care if you have 38 tires on your truck. We just want the car.
Yeah, I'll give you like a sticker or something. If you
exactly. That's for sure. So yeah, used cars also, one of the issues we're having is that people know that the market is a little bit saturated. And right now, dealerships are paying a little bit more than actually they should be paying for cars. What's your experience with that? Have you seen that happening right now?
Oh, yeah, 100%. And I mean, back at my other stores, a lot worse. I mean, we were paying basically retail for the car. So when it would go online and, any buyer that does their online research, which is most people nowadays, I feel like everybody goes online and does at least like an hour or two of research on every single car they want.
Yep.
So if you go on the website and you see our car is $3,000 to $4,000 more because we've had to repair it, we've also got to do all our things to it, and basically we buy it at retail. Now we've got to sell it over retail. We're just hoping someone comes in, when that's just not how the car market works anymore. Mm-hmm. So when someone sees that, they're like, oh, I'm not going to go to this store. Everything they have is like $3,000 over a comparable option at this store or this store. And I mean, that was just, we really ruined our lot based on the fact that we bought a lot of cars, but we didn't buy them right. Mm-hmm. And I think the car market's a very data-driven market. You really, really do have to do your research. And I mean, we have all the tools here. And I mean, I feel like we buy cars really good at Honda. If someone wants too much, we'll say, you know what, it's not worth it to us. At a couple other stores, they kind of break their backs to make those deals, and it hurts them in the long run.
Yep.
You kind of buy your problems in the car market.
Exactly. That's one of the things that I will say. I know that I had customers coming in recently that told me, hey, this dealership is giving me $2,500 more for the car. And they were surprised that I told them, then why didn't you get that deal? What is it that they have? Do you remember the previous episode that I showed you the pencil, right? The pencil from another dealership? I actually had a customer that they said, oh, look, they are selling. Yes, that happened just yesterday. He showed me a pencil from another dealership where they gave him the car at at invoice, okay, which is unheard of. They gave me an extra $1,000 on the trade than what I could give them. But they were charging him $1,700 extra in fees. Of course, they're going to give you the car at invoice. They're making $1,700 on the other side. You have to compare the whole deal. That's one thing that I tried to show that customer. Actually, when I showed them, I was like, look at my out the door price. It's cheaper than what they gave you. Oh, but this one includes all this. And I go like, do you want that? If you want that, I'll discount my card exactly like theirs. I will do everything exactly like theirs. Oh, no, I just want you to beat them. Okay, if I beat them by $100, will you get the deal done with me? No, it has to be about $1,000. I'm like, well, we're not going to lose $1,000 on a car. The dealership that was selling them that car was not going to lose anything on the car if you think about it. So yes, you have to be careful out there. They might say, "Oh yeah, I'll give you your deal. I'll give you this son," but it's not necessarily a deal. Okay, and that's what we do here at Toro Knows Cars. We want to teach you how to get that great deal, the deal that works for you and just for you. Okay. Now, I have a fun debate with you right now.
Okay.
Because you've been to a few dealerships. Now, I want you to be honest. Are all dealerships basically the same?
No.
No?
Definitely not.
Okay. What makes it differently?
So, I've been to, the used car lot. I've been to, Stellantis dealership, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. And that one was very, very corporate. It was very, very, you've got your managers basically hounding you 24/7, where it's like, make car deals, make some calls, do this, do that, do that. And at Mitsubishi, it was do whatever you want. We're not going to even watch you. And Honda's kind of that good mix of a little bit of both, where, our managers are making sure we're on task, but they're not overbearing. And we can also have a little bit of freedom. Like if I want to go talk to Toro and, annoy him for 20 minutes, I can go do that.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. FYI. Yes, he does. He sits out in front of me a lot or next to me when my coworker is not actually on the lot. So, yes, and I'm okay. I talk to him. He knows I'm busy, and I still do my stuff. But
I just don't care, yeah.
He just don't care. We still talk. We're good. That's why he's here, because he's a cool kid. Let's put it that way. And, yes, I can call him a kid because, I could be his dad probably. If I can assure you that. I can be Kaisa's dad. That's for sure. But anyway, by you saying that and working on those dealerships, would you say gives the better deals? Big dealerships or smaller ones?
Big dealerships, just because they have more buying power. I can take a loss on a car if I make a customer happy. But with the tinier dealerships, it's like, well, we're already in the negatives. I can't keep losing money, so we can't do this deal. So you can usually get better rebates and stuff. So I would go to a bigger dealership, and they're more honest, and they're not going to threaten their reputation with a bad deal or like sending you, a lemon or something like that without obviously helping you out. So they're going to help you out more than a smaller dealership would. They have more buying power. So I would go to a bigger dealership 100% of the time.
As a salesperson, who pays better, the small dealership or the big dealership?
Big dealerships, because they've got more money. So other ones are just kind of paying you on the pay plan. We get a lot of spiffs over here, and we get a lot of extra opportunities to make little quick extra cash.
I will say that actually, I am, in my case, because this is considered actually a small dealership. If you think about it, we're not a part of a conglomerate or a corporate entity. If I go based on what I worked before, my check after the new company came in was almost 40 grand less a year because of the same thing. No bonuses, no spiffs, no nothing. And for me, that was crazy. All right. Online buying versus in person, which is better and why?
Your presence is your persuasion, but you still can get this basically the same deal here. It's like we're just gonna send you the price, tell me what you like and you don't like, see if I can make a deal for you, and then boom, just come pick it up. And genuinely, but some people do like to come in, they like to drive the car, but we offer it both ways. Like generally, it's just what do you like? Are you buying a new car? Are you buying a used car? Used, I recommend coming in. But if you're buying a new car, I mean, online or whatever, we're going to give you all the rebates. It's not like, anything bad happens when we give you the rebates.
I'm very important. If it's a new car, the same price for that car is in my dealership that it is at actually any other Honda dealership, any other Ram dealership, is the same price for the same car. Just to let you know. Every dealership pays the same. The difference is who actually help you the best, what rebates they have, stuff like that. Sometimes you can get extra discounts in a dealership. And like he says, bigger dealerships is easier because those bigger dealerships have a bigger buying power for sure. Now, the good thing about a dealership like ours, for example, I have to say, is that we know that we're competing to those conglomerates.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes we do deals that are crazy, that I actually, even me, I will pull my brains out. I'm like, how is that even possible? And I say my brains because I don't have hair. So yes, when I see those deals, I probably wouldn't have done it. But we do it because we want to help the customer. We know you're going to come in here because that's another thing. Dealerships count on that you're going to come back to do your service here, your oil changes. That's $100 something every year if you think about it, just by you coming in here, right? There's extra money that they make by you doing your warranties claims here. All those things count towards the value of the vehicle in the long run, okay, for the dealership. When someone calls you on the phone and says, "Is the best deal, give me your best deal," is that a real thing or is that just marketing?
I mean, like I say to all of our customers, we don't put our second best price on the website. We're going to try and be very competitive. If I put my second best price on the website, you wouldn't even be calling me because there's a different car, the exact same car, for cheaper.
Yep.
So, and I mean, that's kind of they're just going to try and get you to just be like, all right, well, yeah, I'll give you 5,000 off. That just doesn't happen. And I mean, I will help you out, get you whatever deal you need or get you whatever rebate you think you qualify for. But I just want to just kind of it's a little bit of a shock, when you just get someone who just cares about the price, well, hi, how's your day going? None of that. Or, I mean, this is the cars I'm kind of looking at. Just what's your best price? So, I mean, yeah, I do think people just kind of try and just throw that out there, see what they can get the best of. And, I mean, I think what we try and do is give them the best price, but we don't want to just let them go shop everywhere else. We want them, like you said, we're a decent sized dealership. We're not the super biggest, with corporate and everything backing us, but we want you to come here. We're going to give you the best deal. We're 100% open and honest about that. So come inside and we'll get you the best deal. Let's talk and let's get you, but I want to be friends first before I sell you a car. Yep.
Like I said, on that customer from yesterday that I had, I told him, why didn't you do the deal on the other dealership? And you can say now it's crazy because, Toro, what the heck? Don't you want to make a sale? Heck yeah, I want to do a sale. But if I know I can't make that deal happen the way he wants it, I will ask him, what is it? Hey, if they gave you that, just go ahead and take it. Period.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
why would I not, again, the deal was crazy. I'm not sure that that's actually a real deal, but I'm just saying that just giving you an idea. Okay. Another thing is customer-wise. You've been working on all these other dealerships. What are the different type of customers you've seen between all those dealerships and this one?
Yeah, I've seen, every single type of customer I think I could possibly imagine. And I mean, the difference was just kind of was CDJR, it's very, very close to here. And I mean, we've got basically kind of the same customer profile. Everyone's coming in, usually coming with a wife or your partner, just hey, here's what I'm looking for. Usually we get a lot of leases, a lot of CPO buy certified pre-owns, or, a lot of those new cars. They're just kind of looking for that best deal. They want to go shop a couple places, but usually they come back to us because Honda's untouchable. I mean, that or Toyota, whatever you want to go with, those are the best. But I mean, at Mitsubishi and used car lot, I mean, it was a lot of subprime credit. I mean, you'd see the average credit score I'd see over there was a 550. And I mean, it was harder to get him approved, but I mean, we did get him approved a lot. And I mean, it was just kind of all right, well, instead of here's the cars you want, you've got to try to rebuild their credit with them.
Yeah.
So it's here's the best cars that will actually might work. Let's see if they do. And then let's drive this for 3 years and then refinance if you want, or, pay off the loan, come back with a better credit score and we get you any car you want.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what, in my case, I think I saw more subprime customers at RSC, the AGR, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, than I see here. I give you that. Because also, let's be honest, there's a lot of people that want a cheap Jeep out there, or a cheaper car, and then it's easier sometimes to actually get them approved that way. When you get a Honda, they're more expensive. And credit challenged customers are a little bit more difficult to get on a Honda unless they have a down payment. But we'll talk about it in another series. Do customers overthink the process, or do you think that they don't think enough for it?
I think customers overthink, or because when we go back to the desk, I feel like they kind of get all scared and everything. Genuinely, I'm just going back there to ask exactly what you told me. They want $2,000 off. Does that work for you? And then the manager will say yes, or let's counter. And I mean, genuinely, it's just the car buying process is pretty simple. I mean, I try and do all the heavy lifting as a salesman. And I feel like most of the time it's just all right, well, what do you guys want? How much do you want for your trade? Let's make these numbers easy. What kind of target monthly payment are you going at? And I can make it super simple and super easy. I feel like some customers when they don't trust, which is partially a salesman's fault for, not building that trust with them. You can definitely kind of get scared because they're like, oh, what are they doing over there? They could be trying to rip me off and everything. So I feel I think customers sometimes they need to put their guard down a little, but sometimes their guard is raised because of somebody. Yeah.
So right now, we have a segment, whatever. Remember, English is my second language, so I apologize. So we have a segment called Real Stories. And the real stories, we want to focus on those horror stories that actually happen at dealerships. The stuff that we're not supposed to tell and that nobody knows. So give me an example of a horror story that you had in any of the other dealerships, or even here.
I've had a couple ones where one of my general managers was actually on the news. And I mean, the reason he was on the news is they weren't unregistering the cars after the person traded them in. So one person got a ticket from Las Vegas, and they live in a different state. And they were like, hey, I haven't driven this car in months. What's going on? And so a news outlet went to a specific store and was like, hey, what's going on? He's like, I can't unregister a car for you. And I was like, the consensus on, once you give away your trade to the dealership, it's not mine anymore.
Exactly.
It's the dealership's problem. And I had a lot of problems with that, where people were getting really upset and saying, oh, I still owe on this. It's still showing on my credit and everything. And I was like, I don't handle any of that. Let me go talk to somebody. And I'd have to talk to somebody who's already grumpy about it. And I just it was I was put in the spot where it's I have to deal with it. There was a bunch of times where, there's crazy stories where, someone where my manager would say, this is a car deal. Let's get them signed up and everything. So I'd sign my preliminary paperwork. And then they'd be like, we're going to do financing later. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's a 50-50 shot. They voluntarily repossess their car. And then, because they got a new car with us and we promised it was, and I was promised it was. And then I get, my manager will tap me on the shoulder or anything. And it'll be like, yeah, Logan, time to bring those customers back. We need the car back. And so I would be the one to say, hey, we need you to come sign some paperwork or something. I need my manager to come talk to you. And then I would just be basically the fall guy on that. And they would say, yeah, we can't get you approved. We've ran their credit 30 plus times. And now they have no car. The car that they just traded in is repossessed, and they're just basically left. And it's legal, but it was one of the most tough times. And that's eventually why I left, because it hurt to sell cars that sometimes wouldn't be able to be sold. Wow. There's some crazy stuff going on.
Guys, I promise you that when I sold you your car was taken care of, okay? Your old one was traded in.
Oh, yeah.
Everything was done right, okay? Guys, you're not going to get a ticket from Las Vegas from anyone, okay? I just want to make sure you know this. I did my job right, okay?
It's almost a shock from like when people tell me these stories, I'm like, because I mean, I worked at a dealership before and I worked at a dealership after. I've never had any of these problems. It was just with that specific store.
Ouch. Ouch. I'm sorry. I'm in awe. That's actually one of the, wow. And the other part I think of is how did you feel when the manager told you actually call this customer so that we can get the car back? And then how did the customer get home, for example? I'm just thinking of stuff like that. I know it's stupid, but it's just like, how did they get home?
I believe one of their parents picked him up, but yeah, that happened 3 or 4 times with me, and the 4th time I was just like, I'm done.
That's it.
Yep,
That would happen. Yep, yeah, that would happen.
It feels like I want to be able to sell someone a car that I believe in, like a Honda. Like, it's not gonna, do anything wrong to you. It's gonna be mechanically sound, and our finance team is great. Like, as soon as you leave the dealership, that car is our responsibility, not yours. Your new responsibility is your new car. 100%. And I mean, over there, it was just like, have them bring the car back. And I was like, well, now I've got to do this after I built a relationship saying, you know what, my manager said you can have this car. So I'm going to be, a beacon of hope for you guys. I'm like, congratulations, guys. My manager said this is going to work. So let's get you into this new, well, it was used most of the time, but let's get you into this used car. And they would be like all excited because they couldn't get approved anywhere else. And they were about to go to a buy here, pay here and just, ruin their credit with that. And I mean, never get out of it. And I mean, it's just, it's heartbreaking because some people did cry. And I mean, like, I had to be there and deal with it. Like, our managers would just bring me out the paperwork and be like, all right, we'll sign here. I didn't do any of this. I'm very, very sorry. And obviously some were upset with me, and I wasn't. And that was a time where, sometimes I do get kind of irritated at customers when they're yelling at me. But this time I was like, listen, I understand, but I am in the same boat as you. And I mean, I did Uber 2 of them home one time. I did, just because, I felt so bad. And I was like, well, this isn't my fault, and I shouldn't be spending my own money on, helping out my customers. So, yeah, we're not staying here.
If I would love to have a camera and show you Kaisa's face. Kaisa actually, it's like she's in awe. This is actually, it is a crazy story for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I am like, even me, I don't know how, because it's very difficult for someone not to get approved for a car. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. We've been doing this for a little bit, right? We all know people with bad credit gets approved. Your credit has to be shut. You have to be destroyed in many ways not to get approved, to be honest. And seeing stuff like that is just crazy. Now, tell me about a good story, something good that happened to you, something that you will say, this is the reason I actually sell cars for.
Okay, yeah, and I mean, it was actually at the same store just a little bit ago, but I mean, so I used to have a manager there. He was let go. He didn't like the process that they did, so he was like, "Yeah, I'm taking my talents elsewhere." What he
Thank
created.
God. I'm sorry. I'm just like, those good managers are the ones that actually you want to follow.
Oh,
Let's be honest, all right?
100%. And I mean, so what we created was something called DAS, and it was to save your booty or something. So it would come with like a 30-day powertrain warranty. You could come back in a year and get detailed in like a year's worth of maintenance. And he created that. And the good thing about that was when someone was just bought a car for me, came in as a fresh up, and I'm still good friends with him now. Like, I've hung out with him, we went bowling together. That's how cool me and this guy are. But bought a car from me, manual Jetta, blew it up in the first day, and it was perfectly fine. But my manager was like, dude, well, he bought this warranty thing because you sold it to him, so now we're just gonna get him. We got him an automatic one, and I mean, that was kind of like my first time like being able to breathe after something bad happened with a customer, because it was like, oh, now it's going to be this big fight. Instead, it was, just bring it back. We'll trade your cars, dude. Like, let's just go get you a better deal.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
So that was super nice.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I like that at least you got the way to help that friend, because it's your friend now, I can say it, right? And that manager actually did what he was supposed to do, to lead here and doing something clean for your customer. And actually, because again, that actually keeps relationships, you know, because in the car industry, one thing I will say that it matters is actually those relationships with your customers. You want your repeat customers. You want people to come back see you again, and because they trust you. But a situation like the first one, I wouldn't trust you. Even though that I know it was not your fault, I wouldn't trust you.
I wouldn't trust myself either, 100%.
But a situation like the second one, yes, Logan is my man. Logan is the person I wanna work with. That's for sure. This is about you, about the brands, whatever you want to say. What will be something that your customer will be surprised to learn about the car industry?
Something they'll be surprised to learn about the car industry. I feel like I'd say 70% of my customers, or most of them, are very like, no one gets to their tax savings or tax credit savings. That's something people like. They're like, oh, okay, and like they're very surprised about it. But that's been around for longer than I've been alive, and I mean, like the good thing about that is I can explain it to them better than anyone else has. And I mean, I do like to explain it to them because at every dealership you're going to get the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's good to know what's on your side as a car buyer.
Now, one thing I always want to clarify, that tax savings doesn't happen in every state. There are states like California, you can't get a tax savings for your car. You pay the full price of the car. You get the full price of the car. You pay taxes on the full price. There are other states out there, even in Puerto Rico, when you trade it in, you do get a percentage, but not the full sales tax credit. Because, again, there are some other taxes that you pay that you don't get credit for. Now, and if you wanted to say something to people, what is the biggest myth about dealerships that people have? Do you think they have, or what do you think it is?
Biggest myth, because there's a lot that people think, but I feel like most people think that we are trying to, just absolutely rip them off on their trade-in. And I mean, that's kind of a big issue that I get sometimes. But, I do like to explain to them, we're a business, like we're in this, we can't give you retail for it. We've got to give you like $1,000 less, or, $1,500. We've got to make some money on this. And I feel like that's kind of the thing is, you've got to realize that we're trying to get you a good deal, but I can't write you a check to sell you a car. So let's meet in the middle and let's be happy. Is what I like,
Of course. That's actually great. That's a great point, because people actually, I think that's one of the feedbacks we get from the episode that we have with the invoice. People thought that we were making $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 on a car when they noticed that we're $900 on it. Mm-hmm. It's completely different. There's people that call and say that that's BS. That's not true, which I am showing them the real invoice. That's why I had to redact parts of it, because it has information that is important not for me to show you. Because again, it's proprietary. It's something that is not supposed to happen. But anyway, so yes, if you have a quick advice to anyone, what is the one thing that people should do before they buy a car?
Go look up your values on, I'd say, like Kelley Blue Book. Carfax gives you a decent value, but I would look at Kelley Blue Book or JD Power just to kind of see where you are. And I mean, you should be on a trade-in, like if you see like your trade-in value is like 11.5, and let's say your car isn't perfect, like let's say there's some damage on it, you should be like, I don't know, a little bit less, but you want to try and kind of find your trade-in value. I feel like that's kind of everyone's biggest thing. And then also, rule of thumb, every $10,000 you finance is around $200 to $250 a month. So just think, if you want to be at a $500 budget, you can't be looking at $40,000 cars. Be more looking at those 20 to 25.
Okay, which that points out at the next question we had, which is, what was the one mistake to avoid? Yeah, I will say that. I think the expectations. When you have those clear expectations that that if $40,000 won't pay $500 a month, there's no way. Math doesn't work that way. Multiply 500 times 72 months. And see how much is that, okay? But times 60, because that's another thing. I had a customer recently that wanted a 48-month loan, at $500 a month, and I did them for a $60,000 car. They were putting actually a chunk of down payment. They were putting more than $10,000, a little bit over that. But if you do the math for the rest, even if it's at 0%, which a Honda doesn't happen. No way to get to the math on that car. Logan, I appreciate you coming in. I like the different perspective, but we all have the same goal, right? We have you have the experience with the other car manufacturers and the used cars, And I really appreciate your point of view and your advice to everyone. So tell us a little bit about where they can find you. If you have social media, if you have anything like that, just share with the people so that they can actually follow you.
Yeah, I've got a account. It's called Logan Sales 26. That was my football number when I was in high school and stuff.
So it's not because of the 2026. Interesting.
No,
I was like,
no.
I know you're a baby, but I just like, wow, it's just a 26. Okay, got it.
But yeah, I mean, I had that, and I really do. I don't post a lot on there, but I do post a lot on my Facebook as well, and that's just Logan Johnson on my Facebook. I post all of our like quick cash cars, or like some, like we have a GR 86 out right now. I'll post stuff like that, and then all of like our older Accords for like $5,000. I'll post those. So if you see any of those, hit me up. I'll make it super easy.
Okay. All right. Well, then, thank you for coming, my friend. I really appreciate it, and thank you for your time. You're amazing.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.